What's going on, everybody? Deacon here. Now I know this isn't my normal setup. I got a crazy work week going on, but I said, you know what? I said I was gonna give my perspective on this, and I'm gonna get this video out whenever I need to get it out. I don't know what day I actually uploaded it, but I'm gonna do it. Now, a few weeks ago, I asked the question, what makes a relationship perfect? And I told everyone that after I heard your responses, I was going to then give my, opinion of what I thought about it. And I want to thank everybody for their feedback, for everybody who left responses online and offline. I greatly appreciate it. Now, what was interesting about the whole thing is that when people were giving their responses, I was pleasantly surprised because I was hoping to get a lot of cookie cutter answers, like to say, hey, if we saw a couple who had a perfect relationship would look like this. For example, I was expecting to hear responses like a couple that never argues or fights. They always know what the other person is thinking. They share each other's strengths and none of their weaknesses. Always knows the right words to say. Things like that. That's what I was expecting people to say. Kind of give me attributes and things, what it would look like if one existed. But instead, everybody, you could tell, gave an answer either based on their own experiences or from things that they've witnessed through their experiences, to say, well, I know there's no such thing as a perfect relationship, but in my relationship, I try to work on or do more of. And as I saw one commenter mention trying to find that balance, or two imperfect people understanding, coming to an understanding to reach a certain place. And I thought that was very interesting. And I agree with most people that I too believe that there is no such thing as a perfect relationship. And that is in the context of there isn't one couple between two human beings that I have seen that I can say that if I do everything the way they do it, that my relationship will be perfect too. Now, there are certain things that you can see that couples, apply to their relationship that works for them in their relationship. And I'm about to get to that in a second. Now, I witnessed a couple that was married for 53 years. Now, I only saw 15 out of the 53 years, but a couple that truly loved each other and were together till death caused a separation. That being my in-laws, and my father-in-law passed away. And you could tell that the love and the relationship they had for each other was genuine. It wasn't a situation where, after he passed away, my mother-in-law was like, oh, I'm glad he finally did pass away. Like, you could tell even to this day, she still misses him. She still mourns for him, but, she stays strong and keep, going on for the family. Even though we understand that, hey, you done spent so many years with this person, raised a family with this person for so long, we understand how you feel. Well, let me not say that. We can only imagine how you feel, because I can't sit here and say I know, because I don't. But I say all that because were they perfect people? Absolutely not. Even the things that they done in their relationship and how they interacted with each other, when they were both happy and even when they were upset at each other. Could me and my wife do everything the same way that they did it and handle certain things the way they did? Absolutely not. There are some things that they did or said that I would just think my wife is insane if she does some of those things, or if she would get a different reaction out of me, or I would get a different reaction out of her if we did it exactly the way that they did it. But I know that the relationship they had was genuine. And that's why I was going to say, I don't believe that there's such thing as a perfect relationship. However, I do believe that people can perfect things within their relationship. And what I mean by perfection is that you and your partner and whoever you're in a relationship with, you get to a point where you truly understand, love, and support one another. That whatever ups and downs or challenges and triumphs come your way, that you do it together. Because there are some things that come together in an individual's lives where, you might have grown apart, you didn't grow together, or, one person completely matures and grows and moves on, the other person stays where they are. There's so many different factors that play into it. But there are certain people, there are couples who just, they figured it out. They figured it out what makes it work for them. Because like I always talk about, and I've said it, mentioned it many, many times, that for me personally, in order to have a healthy relationship, I always talk about those 4 attributes, commitment, communication, friendship, and trust. That at a minimum, you must have those 4, and then if you add any other attributes or build on top of those attributes, kind of like designing a home. Even though everybody might watch HGTV, some people will follow those designs to a T and copy what they see on TV, but some people will just be inspired by some of the things that they see in the home, but they still go their own direction and design it the way they want to. And I see relationships the same way, where it's like, yes, you can see a couple on YouTube, on the internet, or hear them tell about their love life and their story and things that they do on how to continue to grow and maintain their friendship and their relationship, and you can get inspired by it. You can even apply some of those things and it may work for you. But you know, just in my limited experience on this earth, I've learned though that what works for another couple and how they execute it might not always work for everybody else. But that doesn't mean that there still aren't things that you can do as an individual or as a couple to continue to grow, to continue to work on your relationship and get it to a point where both of you are so in sync and so in unison that it works for you and it works exceptionally well for you, even if it looks like complete chaos and a complete mess to everybody else. And I don't mean people who they can only function in dysfunction. I just mean that a couple that when people look at you and they say, man, how have they been together this long? Or, you know, knowing the type of personalities that they are, but you two are on such a wavelength or a path, y'all get it, even if nobody else does. But just little things like that. And I can probably go on and on, but then I'll just be rambling and taking up too much of your time. But that's what I think. I do agree that there is no such thing as a perfect relationship, but I do believe people can perfect things within their relationship. I've seen some people where, like I said, you see them and you've seen them together, you know the love is genuine, you know that they're truly love and truly together. Like I said, I witnessed my in-laws 53 years, and you could tell also, and I just want to throw this in there, you could tell also it wasn't generational, because you do have some couples that the era they were in, they had a mindset that, hey, you know, when you get married, it's for keeps. You know, we're gonna go through thick and thin together, because during our time people didn't get divorced. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about people who they genuinely could not imagine living their lives without each other, regardless of what life threw at them. I'm talking about those type of relationships. That's no shade at those who you had the mindset that, you know, hey, in our day you just don't get divorced. You know, that's not what we do, because we know that society has changed and people don't stick together as much. You know, some people aren't willing to work it out, some people are, and sometimes just don't work. But that's a different video for a different time. Getting off topic, getting off tangent. Like I said, I done rambled long enough, but I appreciate everybody who is giving feedback towards this video. I appreciate everyone's input. Continue to give your input. Let me know on the things you agree with. Let me know on some things you disagree with. That's the whole purpose of me even asking this question, to have that discussion. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. But once again, I appreciate everyone. So as always, be wise. And until I see you all next time, have a great day.